Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm2Table Direct Show morning edition. Good morning, everyone. It's Taco Tuesday. And do we ever have a hot topic for you today? Who let the Doge out? Tump, tump, tump. That's right, the Doge has struck again to the tune of $59 million. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Good morning to my morning crew. Good morning, Robbie. Good morning, Tracy. Glad to see you all in this morning, bright and early. I expect the others will be joining us in very shortly as things pop off and the notifications hit. But anyway, it is a cold, kind of in the 30s, rainy morning here where I live. So go ahead and shoot your weather over, but we're going to head on over to Jack and see what's happening in the Redneck Weather Report.
Well, good morning, Rednecks. It is 37 degrees this morning, February the 11th, 2025. You got a 7-mile-an-hour north wind making it feel like 32 degrees, and we're going to get to 39 today. A little bit of a chance of rain, not much. God bless. We'll see.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Hey, good morning, Rebecca. Touch Mayor. Glad to see you in with us this morning. And anyway, yeah, a little bit of good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you, brother. It is rainy here. It's been raining last night. Had a little wind blowing and carrying on, but the temperatures are chilled back out again. Not so warm, but anyway, we're grateful for it, I suppose, for the rain. I know somebody somewhere needs it. I finally got my driveway and the road up to the house and finally dried out. Now we're wet again. But such is nature in this time of year. But heading into some cold this week for sure. But anyway, so let's move right along with today's reality smackdown. President Trump withdrew the U.S. out of the WHO. The WHO, that is the World Health Organization. Let's see. I want to see. Tracy had something to say about it this morning. Let's see. Cold and ice all over the ground. Warms up, melts, drops at night, and freezes. Yeah, that's a brutal cycle right there. That's that ice. Once it goes ice, I can deal with snow, but ice, and that's what we have here. Scotty said 20 degrees out. Yeah, up there in the northeast, up there, nice and chilly. Got us. I can't complain. I just walked out, kind of like Jack, with a T-shirt to feed the dog, and it was tolerable because the wind wasn't whipping. And let's see. Yep. Wild Huckleberry Robbie said 43 and raining here. Well, you're a little warmer than me. Of course, you're a little further south, but you're getting the rain that I was having last night, which we got more coming today. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Good morning, Joy. Glad to see you, Joy Bartlett. Glad to see you with us. Yep, morning crew's all creeping in here. We're just about filled up. But anyway, with the morning crew and anybody else that may be listening or listening later, watching later, glad to see you with us. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Anyway, let's get on back to reality smackdown. Like I said, the U.S. has withdrawn from the WHO, the World Health Organization. Not sure what that's going to be like. Good morning, Troy Sutton. Snow covered in southern West Virginia. West by God, Virginia. How about that? Yeah, I like it out there. It's beautiful country out there in the Appalachian, out there in that whole area. Love traveling through there, and seeing that, and times I've been through that part of the country, just beautiful. But anyway, all right. Here's a note. Bill entered into Arkansas House would place a ban on slaughterhouses on the same grounds as food processors. That was sparked in a North Little Rock situation where a guy who owns a burger place was wanting to put a slaughterhouse, I guess something or another there, and people were in an uproar about it. And they raised a bunch of cane. Well, he withdrew his permit plans, but they're politicians. But did notice it was two Democrats trying to do this. We'll see. I don't expect it to gain any traction anywhere. Just off the top, they've got their hands full. Speaking of hands full, we've got tonight a great show. We're going to be breaking down SB Senate Bill 939 in Oklahoma, which has to do with raw milk, raw dairy products, farm products off the selling of things, and particularly though dealing with raw milk and dairy. Going to open up a lot of doors for people with things, and we're going to break that down fully tonight at 7 p.m. On the Farm2Table Direct Show weekly, the Tuesday night live, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hope to see you all there. But anyway, we're going to break that down, and I'll give updates on Arkansas's HB House bill on a similar thing, which is going to allow for transportation off the farm and also third-party sales. So some of the very similar things that Oklahoma's going for, but not as detailed because they didn't need as much to improve. But it's passed the House and it's on the Senate. It was on the Senate floor yesterday, and it's still there again today. So I'm assuming it got pushed off. But anyway, I know I emailed my senator to support it, so hopefully that carries through. But anyway, more updates on that tonight. We'll see where we're at 7 p.m. Central Time. Anyway, this week, Kennedy and Gabbard nominations top this week's congressional to-do list, so hopefully they'll get up there. And yes, absolutely right there. Trace, that's right. It's good if it breaks the red tape on fresh products, and that's what it's designed to do. It's going to make it easier, advertisement, things like that, to be able to get things out to farm hubs, farm stores, commercial places like that, third party transfers, and there's a lot of positives there, and it's going to help with access more, and we're going to talk, like I said, more about that tonight. But yeah, it's going to be good. Had the fortunate privilege, Keith and I, we'll break it down more night on the Oklahoma, working with a guy's name is Brian. He's with Okie Farm and Hatchery, but he had contacts with the state senators and stuff that were approached about, and he was approached about helping to write language. And so Keith and I had a good meeting, lasted quite a while. We had a nice long meeting, went through it, made suggestions, and was glad to see that those suggestions were made it into the wording. And so it's a swing. It's first salvo, but a really good swing. And I'm just hopeful and optimistic that it goes well. So proud to be a part of that, being active and being involved. But like I said, Keith and I are going to break this down really deeply tonight and kind of get into it, what it means. Good morning, Jack. You be safe out there on that driving business. I'll be. Jack said good morning. He was driving and listening. I'll be behind the wheel shortly myself. Got another day ahead of me here soon. But anyway, so be safe out there, and we'll keep on going. Anyway, Super Bowl 59 scores 126 million viewers despite the blowout. Yeah, there's been a lot of blowback from the old Super Bowl there. Not a lot of positive things, but I've got 126 million viewers, and anyway, the wonder how many of them called in sick to work the next day or just didn't show up. But I want to show you a little stat. $1.3 billion was bet. News sources claim $1.3 billion was bet on the Super Bowl game. But those same prices of eggs. So here's the deal: at $6 a dozen, that 1.3 billion would buy 216,666,666 dozen eggs, or enough for every American household to have about 3 dozen. At $8 a dozen, it's enough for every household to have 2 dozen eggs, and that's just on the betting. It doesn't count the pizza, soft drinks, Doritos, and beer, which is surely far, far more. So just a little side note. It's so that's just kind of where things are at with the Super Bowl. And we'll see. I watched it. But anyway, yeah, a lot of money spent during that time, and then we'll complain about other prices. Yeah, Tracy, it is, and that's that was what was cool about this, and let's expound more that reaching out to people who are informed, opportunity to get it in there, and like I said, get it. Keith and I, we don't grow, we're not producers yet, but we're consumers, and we're about freedom and food choice, and so having the opportunity to work on that, just even a little bit, background, no tooting our horn. Brian DeShazo with Okie Farm and Hatchery and his senator, and other people that spent a lot more hours and time than Keith and I did, but still proud to get to be a little part of that. But anyway, yeah, that is today's reality smackdown. I stayed kind of light over there on that one because we're going to hit a hot topic here in just a few minutes. Let's buzz through this day in history. 1878, the first U.S. Bicycle Club, the Boston Bicycle Club forms. I don't know about y'all. Some places I've been, not where I live, but they have bicycle lanes. Boy, that's a whole other thing. Having to watch out for bicycles. When I was bicycling as a kid, you had to watch out, not them. But anyway, things have changed. 1903, U.S. Congress adopts the Expedition Act, which authorizes the Attorney General to expedite antitrust cases through the courts, reflecting growing popular support for President Theodore Roosevelt's trust-busting campaign. And here we are at 2025, and looks like they're, trust-busting. I'm going to put this up. We've spoken about eggs. Scotty put a comment in here. Trader Joe's is the only one allowing 1 dozen of eggs per customer a day. Is that not crazy? That there's basically a ration on eggs? Kind of giving me flashback to, I don't know, about 5 years ago when, good morning, Farming Nation. Good morning, Todd. And Robin, glad to see you in with us. Yeah, rationing of eggs. How about that? It is absolutely crazy that we have this egg shortage. And wonder what's about that. I know what's about that, but we might get into that tomorrow. I've got some stuff on that. Started to do it today, but this other headline got me attention, got me fired up, and decided I was going to talk about that. But anyway, seems like the Trump and the DOGE and some of them, they're busting up some things. And, so here we are all these years later. Anyway, 1942, Archie comic book debuts. Gotta love some Archie and Jughead, right? 1949, I got the Lovesick Blues. I didn't do that right, and I know it. But anyway, Lovesick Blues, single released by Hank Williams, was cashed by Best Hillbilly Record of the Year. Billboard Song of the Year in 1949. Lovesick Blues, Hank Williams. Anyway, fast forward, 1974, U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger unveils Nixon administration's 7-point Project Independence Plan to make the U.S. energy independent. That didn't go so well. But anyway, those of us that are old enough, and I was a youngster, but the gas shortages of the 70s and all the stuff with OPEC and everything going on back then, anyway, bad times. But and I remember my dad getting so mad about the price of gas and stuff at that time. And I look at our gas prices now, and it's like, wow, what a difference. But anyway, 1979, 43 million people watch Elvis, the King, on ABC. We're going to jump way forward. U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney, boom, accidentally shoots and injures Harry Whittington while quail hunting on a ranch in Riviera, Texas. Yeah, don't go hunting with Crazy Dick. That's it. Yeah, I remember that. There was a bunch of jokes come out about that one. Poor guy. But anyway, 2016, last of Oregon militia occupying the Mallard Wildlife Refuge surrenders to authorities after 41 days. That was, if I remember correctly, that was connected with the Bundy family and everything. And then anyway, know some personal people on that one. Got a little personal connection to that one. And how should we say, things ain't always what they appear to be. Wouldn't have nothing to do with the Obama administration, government overreach, et cetera, et cetera. No, nothing like that. But anyway, meanwhile, 2020, snow falls in Baghdad, Iraq for only the second time in a century. Wow. Oh, anyway, Jack shared this right here about the 70s, gas lines. That's right. People with their can and the ration days, you had to get even, if it was even days or odd days, or you had there's something like that, and you had to wait to get gas, and it was a bad time. And I remember this was kind of in the later 70s. I mean, the actual, thing it over, but gas was still a thing. And My dad had a service station, gas station. So at like 7, 8 years old, I'm out there pumping gas on an island for people because it was full service back then. Those of us remember full service gas stations and what that was like. Uh, kind of missed that in a sense, but it was kind of cool. But anyway, I was out there helping run the business and pumping gas. But anyway, and we were selling gas. We had an Arco gas. That's who our gas sign out there, Arco gas, and those are or APCO. I'm sorry, what's that? Arco. No, it was Arco. But anyway, I remember my dad. I mean, he was a pretty smart guy at times. But anyway, everybody was like 80, 81 cents a gallon gas, which I know sounds like we'd drool over that price today, but back then that was high. I remember when it hit $1, and my dad just being just oh so upset. But anyway, 80, they were all 81, 82, 80 something cents a gallon up in the 80s, and even as high as 88. And dad was at 77 cents a gallon. So needless to say, we were moving a lot of gas. Uh, and but I'll share that in just a minute, Jay. But I asked Dad. I said, Dad, you're cheaper than everybody else. Which I mean, had vehicles backed up, and of course we also had diesel, so we had semis and stuff in there. And I remember, how are we doing it? All those gallons cheaper. And anyway, he's like, well, son, he said, I'm not making anything on that gas. I'm just selling that gas. He said, basically a penny on the gallon. He said, I'm not making money on gas. He said, I'm making money on all the stuff they buy when they get the gas. And yeah, he said, I'm getting a penny on the gallon. That's all I'm getting for that gas. But he said, they come in, they buy other things. They need windshield wipers. They need oil change. They need brakes. They need, or they come in and get candy, or they get a soda pop, or they get other things. And that's where we were making our money. It wasn't on the gasoline at all. And so it was kind of sensitive. Yeah. Anyway, I want to go ahead and read this. I remember Dad's full service gas station too. I thought it was I was rich making money pumping people's gas. Yeah, for our age at that time, yeah, we were. Yeah, I didn't get paid, Jack. So he said, I remember ours was Shamrock gas. I remember old Shamrock gas stations. The old dinosaur out there. I said, when I go out west out there, I still see them, Texas or places like that. Still see the Shamrock gas. Anyway, we made 7 cents a gallon. The station had to be divided. The station had to be divided up amongst us. Yeah. Well, I'll promise you, I didn't get no division of funds. It was, of course, I was young enough to think I was just having fun and doing it. It was cool. I was just helping out. But yeah, no, we, Dad's way of division was you got a roof over your head, food on your table. So why am I paying you? But anyway, yeah, he was smart like that. So I remember those days. It's crazy how much things have changed. When it comes to gas, one, the pricing and everything, and then also, like I said, full service and pumping people's gas if they wanted to, checking their oil, wiping the windshields, doing all that stuff. Good memories for me. So anyway, kind of miss the old full service. We've got a station here nearby it's full service if you want. They'll come out and check your tires, and they'll pump your gas if you want. So a lot of the older folks will go there, so they don't have to get out and pump gas. But anyway, those were the days. Man, I went long on this. Anyway, let's get on into the topic. Let's move on. That was good conversation in its own right. Sometimes you got to let the show go where it goes. But anyway, we're going to jump into who let the DOGE out. That's right, the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. I still think the title's funny because nothing about the government is efficient. And I just felt like that's a pretty big oxymoron right there. It's like military intelligence, kind of just one of those things that seems contrary. But anyway, who let the DOGE out? That's right. They have been slashing prices. They've been slashing and gouging and digging, getting into the IT, digging into departments. They are, and I hear that Trump's kind of indicating they're going to the Pentagon next. And we'll see where that goes. But this headline hit me, and this headline ticked me off. FEMA paid $59 million last week. Ain't no telling what before. Ain't no telling after. FEMA paid $59 million. That's the M with an M, $million to luxury not just any hotels, luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal aliens. Now, I got a few questions here, and it kind of hacks me up. $59 million paid last week. What kind of insanity is that? 59. I mean, how many hotel rooms, or how much of a charge on that? And listen, if I know anything, I know that businesses or contractors will upcharge the military or not the military, the government rates. I used to go travel when I traveled a lot for the military. I didn't want the government rate. I was going to pay more. I wanted to just give me give me some other discount, but not that one, because it was going to end up costing me more money. So, which is crazy. And FEMA, what in the world does FEMA have to do with the illegal aliens and immigration? Huh? What's that? 59 million. I'm pretty doggone sure the people in North Carolina and the Appalachians and over there, my friends over there, that were in that hurricane path. Exactly. Thank you, Jack. That's exactly where I was going. I'm pretty doggone sure it would have been much better spent there, and even in Georgia, Florida, that whole path of that hurricane, the people that were affected all the way through there. I'm sure that $59 million could have been done a lot better, and than housing illegal aliens. And I mean, that is totally nuts. Now they came out, and said they're going to go back after this 59 million because it was paid, it was done. Now, money's owed, whatever. They saying it was after Trump's executive orders and some of that stuff, and it shouldn't have been paid out, that type of thing. And also, again, I mean, federal emergency management, agency, that's there for disasters and relief and things like that, and those type of situations. Not dealing with this. That's just one more situation like USAID, where money's getting moved around and things are getting paid, and then they wonder why the American people are just flat pissed off. And why we elected a Donald Trump and why we're happy with what's going on. It's stupid crap like this right here. I mean, I'm still in sticker shock. And I mean, we've seen bigger numbers spent on other things with USAID and some of those things. I mean, it is crazy. But when I sit there and I look at that, and to hotel, and not just, hey, listen, not Motel 6, okay? Not the, these local rent by the month kitchenettes or things like this. It's the whole thing on that was luxury hotels. So what my question is, it's and that's right, And I will say this: it's not all. I mean, it was an attitude throughout the government, in particular in the administration that just left the building, and in certain people within that, these agencies and stuff. Yeah. Now, I mean, listen. I'm the first person to say, okay, who got kickbacks? $59 million. Okay, whose pockets? Who's that money being funneled to? Where's the follow the money, chase the trail. Whose pockets did that land in, and who did it circle back to pay that kind of money for hotel rooms? And agreed. That's their thought process, Robbie. I agree, and I just this thing just hacked me off yesterday, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a wealth redistribution person. Okay, I'm not, but I still sit there and sometimes like 59 million. How many people could that help? We talk about, you hear all these people stand and talk about the poor in our country. You talk about the homeless. You talk about the homeless veterans. You talk about all these things. What could 59 million have done to that situation? And absolutely right, Jack. 59, quite a bit more than the 750 they gave each if they qualified. Oh yeah, and by the way, they had to have a computer and internet and everything to be able to get on this and sign up for the program. Hello, people. Hello. Everything's wiped out. These people are worried about where they're going to sleep, where their stuff is, if family members are okay. And you don't. Oh man. Anyway, that still hacks me out. That's the kind of garbage that we got to root out. That's the kind of garbage that I was joking around, kind of being funny with who let the DOGE out, but that's exactly what is needed to go through and root out this kind of ridiculousness, root out this kind of stuff. And USAID, that's a whole other stuff. Talking about an agency that is good. I'm glad it's being dismantled, being shut down and closed up. you know, because what they were putting money to, the millions and millions and billions of dollars that they were putting money into these foreign countries for stupid stuff. And it wasn't even what it was meant to be for. It was a money funneling operation. It was a money laundering operation for a payoff, whatever. Uh, I, I will hope they spend the time to find out where all this money went. But uh, this is the type of government. And listen, I am not stupid. This stuff happens at the state level. This stuff happens at all levels. I knew a guy back years and years ago. Him and his dad and stuff were on. They were part of the FEMA cleanup crews, and they had a tree service. That's what their job was. Their business was logging and trees, stuff like that. But when things would happen, they loaded up the trucks. They were FEMA approved. They go down to FEMA because they would make so much money during that FEMA time. I mean, they were getting paid big time to go do that. And so again, it goes back to overpaying for things and not being efficient in what they're spending, and making money last. But this particular coming right on the back end of the hurricanes in Carolina, coming back, the fires in LA, regardless of how you feel about that. I mean, people still lost their homes, and people are hurt. The FEMA's job, and they're sitting there saying they didn't have no money and they're out of money and blah blah blah. Well, $59 million doesn't sound like you're out of money to me, but So I'm glad that the DOGE is going after them. I'm glad they're digging in there, and I bet there's more they could dig in and find. They get into FEMA's operations, and scariest words. Ask the Native Americans. Scariest words. We're from the government, and we're here to help. You hear that? Run. Just go the other way. But it goes back to us. As far as that, we the people. Charity organizations, churches, individuals helping each other out. Uh, uh, Todd talking about being from West Virginia, and them boys coming down out of West Virginia, coming out of the mountains with their equipment and stuff, and going down there to North Carolina and building roads and cutting things in and helping people get access. It was people on the ground. The Louisiana Navy, the Cajun Navy down there, going up there and helping people with mule trains and horse packs. I mean, that's the stuff that Americans made of. What could $59 million done to have helped those people to be better? Oh, but by the way, when they did show up, they were still pushing people away. Amish were building, going up and building buildings, little storage those little, portable type buildings for people to have something to live in through the winter and stuff. And FEMA's trying to send them away. No, they kept on building. Did more in one weekend than our whole government's done in the whole time. But that's just, anyway, gets me fired up when I see this kind of crap right here in any kind of situation, but especially with the things that have been going on. And I just had to let it loose. I had to get out and get mad about this and let y'all know about it, because it's like, this is why we reelected President Trump. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry, I apologize, but that's just where I'm at. That's why we, getting rid of the people to get this crap out. And I'm glad that he's going through and cleaning things up. And you know what? If it keeps on going, we just might have a balanced budget. We just might start making a dent in the national debt. How about that? Start spending less than we're making. Would that be a novel concept? Because I know if me and you spend more than we make, our account goes in the red. Creditors are coming. They might even put you in jail. And as my boy Nick Frieda said yesterday, telling that the very people who were going to hire 88,000 agents to investigate how me and you spend our money, they sure aren't liking when we're telling them, when we start auditing them and how they're spending our money. And me and Keith are going to talk more about this one too. But you want to know who's up? You want to know who's? I want to send that out there to you, Jack. That's the best way to put this one. You want to know who is getting hurt? You want to know the squealing pig, because the teat went dry. They ain't getting their money anymore. That's who's squealing right now. That's who's yelling. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read this for you. Freedom Biker Church also didn't have a chance to go. Went out there to North Carolina, built roads, rented, bought equipment. And that's, I had friends that went out there as well with their line clearing and lineman work and stuff like that. So a lot of people went out there, Jack, and that's awesome. I'm glad to know all the way out from Oklahoma, traveling out there to help people, and that's what keeps me still optimistic about where we live. That we do still live in the greatest country on earth. Just got some people that got into the positions of power, and we need to eject their tail ends out of there and get this place back under control and bring it back to the American values that made this country great again. Made it strong and made it prosperous, and stop trying to fund foreign foreign governments and everything else. And that's why the America First, that's why the MAGA movement resonates with so many people, because they're tired of seeing stuff like this. This just absolute government fraud, waste, and abuse, and misuse, and money laundering, and money funneling, and back channel stuff, and because the people in power keeping it and trying to just get rich off the taxpayers' dollars. And so I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, my rant's over. I've gotten it out of my system for the morning and for the day. And I know that wasn't a normal Farm2Table Direct Show morning edition show, but man, when I read this, Scotty, thanks for making me laugh. How could we be in debt if we print our money? Never could figure it. Hey, Scotty, that's like, what do you mean I have no money? I still got checks. That's that. Yeah. That's the problem. They've been printing money faster than anything else. It's the only thing they've been doing is printing money. And it's that's a whole other show that would bore some people to sleep, and that's the devaluation of currency, devaluation of the dollar, and how that happens through printing too much money. But anyway, paper money and what that's all about. But anyway, that's we still got checks. We can't be broke. Anyway, but all right, guys, I appreciate the comments, especially y'all guys helping chime in with me. And you don't always have to agree with me, but it's funny when we do. But anyway, it's just the stuff that ticks me off, and so had to get it out and share it with you, and just let y'all know how I feel about things. Anyway, we're gonna move on, get this thing out of here. I'm over that 30-minute mark again. But anyway, let's get on to the tip of the day. It kind of comes right in. Here's the tip of the day. Be proactive about your dreams. Stop wanting and get started. So there's your little motivation for the day. Stop wanting and get started. Be proactive about your dreams. Anyway, and now moving on, let's get into upcoming events real quick. February 15th, that's this weekend, this Saturday. Oh, speaking of which, guys, Friday is Valentine's Day. Time for our, time to go out, and ladies, if you got your men, we do something nice for them for Valentine's Day. Anyway, but anyway, that's coming this Friday. So, times are ticking. Anyway, February 15th, Southwest Arkansas Homesteading Conference, Nashville, Arkansas. It's put on by Pike County. You have University of Arkansas Ag Extension, Pike County, and another one. Anyway, should be a good time this weekend down there. February 21st, 22nd, Homesteaders of Iowa Expo 2025, Bridgeview Center, Ottawa, Iowa. Our friend Monty Shrunk, the Suburban Sodbuster, will be there. Go check his channel out. He's got a good channel. Boston Mountain Homesteading Workshop in my backyard, Chester, Arkansas. March 1st, 8:15 to 4 p.m. That's a single-day event. A lot of learning. They've been going on for a couple of years now. Good group of people. A lot of farmers market people and that type of stuff do this. Anyway, Arkansas, let me see, March 21st, 22nd, Okie Homesteading Expo, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. Tickets are on sale now, $50 two-day pass. They've got a crazy lineup. Got the two main stages in the building, and then they've got two presentation areas out by the show barn, as well as a tent. They're going to have live butchering and everything going on. It is going to be a great expo this year, and looking forward to seeing many of you all there. Arkansas Homesteading Conference, March 29th, the following weekend, Cleveland County Fairgrounds, Rising, Arkansas. $20 for adults, 17 and under, free. April 12th, New Beginnings Homestead Expo, Nowata, Oklahoma. We will be there that weekend. We've been asked to speak. I know Dwayne Hall's going to be there. Still waiting. I got to get a hold of Chris and get the exact info to give to y'all. I know. Hope y'all linked up, Jack. I know we got you that information yesterday. But anyway, that's a good little small little gathering there, and it's a good little deal. Chris got a right heart. He's doing it for the right reasons. But anyway, the Shed Dig Ozark Living Expo, April 25th, 26th, Newton County Fair and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. And that same weekend, the Homestead Conference, Waco, Texas, April 25th and 26th. The adult price is $99, kids $3 to $17, $13. Got quite a line up there. And anyway, where's it going? That's the same weekend as the 10 Killer YouTube meetup, April 25th and 26th. I know that's there at 10 Killer Park at the Creek Landing. I think it's Creek Landing Pavilion Campground. Anyway, I'm going to have to get the information on that one to you. But many of us are going to be there for that or hope to be there. Homestead Festival, Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee, June 6th and 7th, $75 general admission, kids 6 to 17, $25. That's a big one at Roy Peaks Ranch. Anyway, Ozark Homestead Expo, Marshfield, Missouri, September 5th and 6th. General admission $50, kids 13 to 17, $15, and kids 12 and under free, but must have a ticket. And then our very own Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, McAllister, Oklahoma, September 26th and 27th, $15. That's a good one. Myself, Jack Dyer, Bob Ryder from Olive Branch Aquaponics, David and Holly Lacey from Glory Hills Homestead, Stuart and Ashley Klaus from Restoration Farms, and I don't stop naming because I'll miss somebody. A whole lot of folks going to be there presenting. Of course, myself, Brian DeShazo from Okie Farm and Hatchery. We're going to do a presentation together over some of this stuff with the farm bill, with this dairy bill legislation, as well as just how we can cooperate together. But anyway, some good stuff coming there. That's September 26th, 27th, Southeast Expo Center, McAllister, Oklahoma. And of course, Homesteaders of America Conference 2025, Front Royal, Virginia, October 10th and 11th. Tickets still on sale, but man, I need to check out. They were getting low last time I looked. And hey, Scotty, there you go. And hopefully, Lord willing, bless you with your health back to you, and you're able to get back to work, and you can follow the dream there, Scotty. It's always good to be able to help people, and there's plenty of it out there needed, that's for sure. All right, folks, that is a wrap for today on the Farm2Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining in as we explored some headlines and talked about some of the stories impacting our world now and in the future. And Ryan ranted just a little bit this morning on some stuff as it fired me up. And thank you, Farming Nature's Way. Anyway, listen, I appreciate the chat. Very much. I appreciate y'all guys chiming in and joining in with us. Makes the show a whole lot better than just me rambling on. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that old thumbs up. Just like Farmer Nature's Way said right there, thumbs up, boom, boom, boom. Anyway, thanks for joining in as we explore the headlines and stories. Oh, jumped my line. That's what happens when you're kind of half awake. Anyway, yeah, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected, help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. And remember, we are hashtag stronger together. Join us tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the Farm2Table Direct Show, as we break down Oklahoma SB Senate Bill 939 and all that it implies, as well as update on the Arkansas legislation and more conversation about food freedom and about dairy freedom and, all that. And y'all have a great day. Be a blessing to someone today. We will see you all on the other side. And y'all have a great day. And like I said, be a blessing. And yes, good to have a rant of the week. Yeah, sometimes I get fired up. Believe me, I wish I could record. I wish I would catch some of the stuff when I'm out at work by myself and be able to bring that. But anyway, that was just a little bit of it today. But anyway, again, guys, y'all have a great day. We got to get it on out of here. I want to hand this over to Hank to take us on out. Y'all guys have a blessed day.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.